Hi guys, so today I'm going to show you how to make a jam, Muslim wedding style jam, the jam you find in Sri Lankan Muslim weddings. I've always loved it since I was a child, so I've tried this recipe before. It came out really well, so I thought why not record it the next time I do it. So let's get started. So I didn't make any accurate measurements, so it's roughly around 600 grams of diced pineapple over here, and some 550 to 600 grams of papaya over here, and then I have 100 grams of dates, and then 200 grams, 150 to 200 grams of shredded beetroot, and then again I have just the same amount of 550 to 600 grams of ripe tomato over here. So when you are doing this recipe, you need to make sure that all these ingredients are really ripe, so that way you can get the real flavor. So I'm going to start heating this from low to medium heat flame. So while the tomato and beetroot are getting heated, so it doesn't mean you have to heat them separately, so I'm just going to add all the chopped fruits together, all the ingredients together. There we go. So you don't have to close this or do anything while this is getting heated. Just let it get heated and open. While it's open, you can just give it a mix. So you can see the bubbles appearing now. It's the time to add the sugar. So I have a mix of brown and white sugar. Brown kind of gives a nice color to the jam, so I will be adding them little by little, not all at once. So okay, and most important, them all at once. I'm going to first add maybe 500 to 600 grams and look how it works, and then work my way up. You're gonna give a nice mix. And again, allow it to heat up. So while that is happening, we can add a pinch of salt. So I have salt over here. And just a little bit. And a pod of cinnamon maybe. Not a lot, just a pod. And then we are back at allowing this thing to heat up. So at this stage, you need to have your eyes really on the jam, focused on the jam, so there are chances that it can get crusted on the pan, so always keep an eye, look out. You can see the bubbles coming up, so it's a good sign. It's time to start reducing your heat now. And allow this to simmer for around maybe, since I have a lot over here, maybe 15 or 20 minutes, so that all the water gets soaked and you get a nice jam. And also I wanted to mention here that Beetroot is not very essential. If you don't have it, you can do it without that, but a lot of people tend to add food coloring. So I don't want to add any sort of preservatives or food coloring to my jam. So beetroot gives this nice color over here, this reddish color over here. At the same time, it gives really a sweet smell, a sweet taste to the jam as well. So adding beetroot can enhance all the flavors that are already in the jam. So while this is happening on the other side, you need to get a jar, a glass jar, and make sure it's sterilized. So when you're going to store it, since we do not have any preservatives or anything in our jam, if you want to preserve your jam for a longer period of time without it getting spoiled, then you need to make sure your jar is sterilized. So, and the other thing you could do is you could store a small quantity, a quantity which you'll be using for maybe a month or a month and a half. You can store it in a jar like this, and the rest of the jam I'll be storing it in the freezer. Whenever I want, I can just take it out, give it a little bit of heat, heat it a little bit, and then store it back and use it. So those are two ways you can store this jam. So yeah, so let's wait until all the liquidy jam, the liquid in this is evaporated and we have a thick consistency. Yeah. So almost 15 minutes, the water has gone down a lot. So I'm gonna leave this for another 10 minutes and then we're gonna let it cool. So since I had a really big batch, so I had to like simmer this for around an hour maybe. So after simmering for an hour, this is how the jam looks. So this is kind of like the right consistency. So I'm just gonna turn off and allow the jam to cool for around maybe 10 to 15 minutes. So this is how the jam looks after cooling. So time for some truth reveal. So here's how the jam looks. So I'll be using this and I'll be storing this and be using when I need. So it has cooled down, so you can see the consistency, how it looks. And also guys, you can add some cashew nuts. It's going to taste lovely with some cashew nuts. I didn't have any cashew nuts to add, unfortunately, but then if you can add, it's going to be really good. So I'm going to try this. It's still a little bit hot, but it tastes so good. You guys need to try it out as well. So try it out and let me know how it came out for you.